Greetings, I'm Dike Rostant. Welcome back to the TTT News. Soroptimist International is a global volunteer organization that provides women and girls with the opportunity to be their best selves. We are going to be speaking specifically about the work of Soroptimist International Esperance with member Patricia Campbell. Welcome, Patricia. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Dike. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Very happy to have this conversation at the start of March leading up to International Women's Day. But let's start from the ground up. Who are Soroptimist International Esperance?
Soroptimist International Esperance is one of several Soroptimist clubs within Trinidad. Soroptimist International in general is a global organization of volunteers. We have 72,000 club members across 121 countries, and we have consultative status with the UN. Soroptimist International Esperance in particular concentrates on helping women and girls in rural South Trinidad, including areas such as Debe, Barrackpore, and Savaria, Pinal.
And so I want us to get into a lot of the initiatives, but let's start off with the background of your Period Positivity project. Thank you.
Period Positivity is one of the things that is a hot button topic right now. Globally, there are over 500 million women who are affected by period poverty, which is going to be one of the prongs of our initiative. We would like to help alleviate period poverty, which is defined as inadequate access to menstrual hygiene products and facilities, meaning even lack of water. We have partnered with several corporate companies who have donated towards our project, companies such as AMCO, Alston Marketing. Bryden has also donated. We've also partnered with companies such as JTA Supermarkets, Starlight Pharmacy, and several other pharmacies who've agreed to be a part of our initiative. We are hoping also to, on the period positivity side, to destigmatize talking about menstruation. In Trinidad especially, a lot of women and girls have been brought up to keep this as something very personal. There's very little discussion about having your period. It's not talked about in public, or there's a lot of embarrassment attached to the word period or to the process of menstruation. We would like to educate people on what menstruation is. We would like to talk about hygiene. We would like to do a number of educational programs targeting girls in rural South Trinidad.
No, thank you so much for that. And we see from the images that would have been playing a little earlier that the project was already launched. Where was it launched and who does it target at this point in time?
We started by launching our project at Asja Barrackpore and at Barrackpore West Secondary School. We're targeting the girls who have been missing school or are unable to purchase menstruation products and thus missing school or distracted from their work. We're hoping to provide them with these products so that they can attend school and then attempt to improve their academic performance, make them more confident in their femininity. And we're hoping that by providing them these things, we're giving them enabling opportunities where they can now attend school on a regular basis and keep up with their peers.
And it seems as though a great deal of work was already done. So it seems as though there are numbers to go already. So there's a certain amount that you've already been catered to, and this is for the entire year, I believe?
Yes. Austin Marketing has been a great partner for us. They've donated sufficient menstrual products to provide 150 girls 2 packs of pads per month for an entire year. Bride and Pie has also donated, Extra Foods has donated, but this is a 3-year project. So this will be an ongoing thing where we're going to have to raise funds. We're actually going to ask the community to get involved. So stores like JTA, Superfarm, some of the smaller pharmacies that don't have space, they will either put bins in at their locations so that the shopping public can, if they choose to help these girls, purchase a pack or 2 or more of pads and drop into bins. Or if the store is too small to have a bin at their location, then they would have a collection box where we can provide them with vouchers after they purchase. We can drop in a voucher per container of pads, and then we would be able to redeem these vouchers from the stores where they purchase. These pads would then be donated to the students who are participating with the program.
And it is really heartening to hear this sort of work being undertaken. But by no means is this the only initiative that you all are part of. So tell us a little bit more. We have about 2 minutes on this side of the program about some of the other projects that Soroptimist International Esperance is involved in.
We've done projects such as Girls in Aviation, where on the UN-recognized Girls in Aviation Day in September, we took students from 3 different schools, girls in particular, to the UTT Aviation Campus and to Bristol, where they were able to get into airplanes and helicopters. They were addressed by Captain Wendy Yarching, who is now a retired BWIA captain. She was the 2nd female captain for BWIA, and also speak to airline mechanics who are women and people at Bristol so that they could explore non-traditionally female careers. We also did DigiGirls with Microsoft, where we took several students to participate in the Girls in STEM program. This project was actually nominated by SIGB, Soroptimist International of Great Britain and Ireland, which is our federation that oversees our club. They were nominating our project to be presented at CSW virtually at the last convention. So these are 2 very notable projects that we have done. And in order to fund our very many projects, we have fundraisers throughout the year. One of the ones that's coming up is our annual golf tournament. That's on Sunday, May 15th, for any golfers out there who want to save the date. It's at the Point of Pear Club, and it's $2,000 per team of 2.
And we're going to be talking about some of the other fundraising initiatives that you have to fuel these projects and initiatives, but we do that on the other side of the conversation. We are speaking about the work of Soroptimist International Esperance with member Patricia Campbell. Stay with us. We return with more. Welcome back. We are looking at the work of Soroptimist International Esperance with a member, Patricia Campbell. And one of the things I appreciate, Ms. Campbell, is that it seems as though even though the focus is on women and girls, men are not excluded. And I look specifically at the Men in Orange, and I think that's part of your Orange the World campaign. What is the rationale behind this project?
Orange the World is part of the UN campaign. We do a lot of UN initiatives as well. And Orange the World is to raise awareness against gender-based violence. And a lot of people would be aware that much of the gender-based violence targets women or girls. While we don't deny that some of this does affect men, women are primarily the targets of gender-based violence. So with the Orange the World campaign with the men, we had our men dress up, men who were our allies, who actually came from LCMS and dressed in their orange coveralls. We went to Massey and the roundabout over in Gulfview and took pictures to post on our social media, but also part of our Orange the World campaigns. With InterClub of Trinidad and Tobago, we painted benches orange and stuck stickers and stenciled messages on these benches in different public parks, including Palm East Park in South. And these messages had the phone numbers for the domestic violence hotline. And we were encouraging people to say no to domestic violence and human trafficking.
And one of the things that we're seeing with domestic violence and intimate partner violence is that the research has shown an increase in these instances through the pandemic. So the work that you've been doing through the pandemic, one of them I believe is mothering through the pandemic.
Right, that's the latest video that we've released, where we actually have one domestic violence survivor giving her personal story. And we've posted that up to our national organization, the National Soroptimist Organization that oversees all of the Soroptimist groups here in Trinidad.
And I really appreciate the fact that it seems as though your initiatives are so wide-ranging. So there is the work against domestic violence, there's the work to enlarge the horizons of the women and girls that you interact with through the STEM projects, the Microsoft aviation, but you're also looking at food security. So what was the project that you have dealing with that?
We tackled food security and climate change in one project, where we partnered with Shore Foundation and we received seedlings for breadfruit trees and other food seedlings that we donated to women to help feed their families, teaching them to grow and have a home garden, plant something like breadfruit so that they always have a supply of some form of food to eat. And by planting these trees, we're also trying to combat climate change, because we know the trees help with carbon dioxide production.
And one of the things I'm listening to is the importance of partnership. So you speak about private sector, you spoke about allies. What about the opportunity to engage other CSOs, NGOs who are doing similar work, but you're able to build on each other's strengths and perhaps mitigate each other's weaknesses? What are some of those things that you'd be looking for in terms of saying, okay, well, yes, this is a group that we'd be happy to work with?
Many of the groups that we would interact with have to be groups that are inclusive of women, in the sense that they're not gender specific and focusing on men's issues. We are a part of the InterClub of Trinidad and Tobago, which is a group of 17 women's organizations that help not just women, but anyone who's vulnerable. And together with other members of that organization, we will partner and work on projects that will benefit. Now, Soroptimist International does primarily focus on women and girls and trying to create more gender parity and gender equality.
And what are some of the things that you'll have in mind? Okay, well, these are the next things on our agenda. These are the things that we really want to focus on while doing everything else that you've done or are presently doing.
This particular project, the Period Positivity Project, is actually quite large. Like I said, it's going to encompass 3 years. We want to get some measurable statistics so that perhaps we can find a way that would be a more long-term measure rather than just continually donating and educating. So that is going to take up quite a lot of our time. But even so, we would continue to do things like our literacy programs, where we donated computers and tablets and books to children in early childhood care in Esperance and to high schools, so that they can attend class online through the pandemic. We've also done YouTube videos tutored students online, because many of our members are former teachers or current teachers. We also plan to do other climate change and ecological type projects. We've done one where we've done reusable bags for Earth Day. And those are the kinds of things we like to focus on as well, because helping the earth definitely helps women. So it's not a one-off type thing.
And I'm grateful that you speak about that level of engagement, because it is one thing to say, okay, well, these are the tools that you need, be it the laptop or the hygiene products, and just say, okay, well, use them. As opposed to saying, okay, well, there is a level of interaction, and saying, okay, well, you use them like this, or giving information while having that almost like a sense of mentorship. Is that something that that I'm getting correctly from the work of the club?
Well, we definitely do interact with the participants from our area, especially. ASJA Barrackpore is a school that was adopted by Soroptimist International Esperance, so we do a lot of projects with them. We did do a body positivity project, workshop really, where we brought in a speaker to speak to them about body positivity, and we do allow a lot of interaction where they can ask questions, any questions, and we've had very many questions, things you would not even think about. And I think that in a way is mentorship. We definitely reach out to the students, and we're always open to speak with principals and teachers from the schools that we help as to how we can interact and engage and be of some service to the schools.
And in the last 45 seconds we have, what kind of feedback have you gotten from the staff as well as the women and girls that you're interacting with, who are able to lean on you like this resource?
I think it's mostly really been positive. You know, a lot of them are grateful for the help that we give. I think something like the period poverty that exists in Trinidad, and we are not alone in the world, is something that most people don't think about because they're not exposed to it in that way. But in places like rural Trinidad, where the poverty has been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, something as basic as menstrual products, people don't know that that's something that a lot of people can't afford, because to them a pack of sanitary napkins is $20, and you know, KFC is what, $50 for a snack box, and people eat that all the time. So it doesn't occur to them that someone can't afford $20 a month.
And we want to thank you so much for the work that you and the entire Soroptimist International Esperance Club are doing, Patricia Campbell. And we look forward to hearing great things from you. And on behalf of the entire TTT News team, this has been In Depth with me, Dike Rostant. Thank you so much for joining us.